What's up, everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review, and for this video I will be reviewing episode 167 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. And this episode was pretty much focused on Boruto and Sarda and how they were feeling after their loss to Dapa last week. And it started off with Miski arriving at that crazy lady's hospital who took care of him last time. I think her name is Dr. Ubina. So he arrived there with Boruto and Sarda after, like, he pretty much collapsed on the ground after he was using Sage Mode. And then Konohamaru said that Miski's position, like, he was so hurt, he was severely hurt to the point where he needed to take him to Orochimaru. So he took him to Orochimaru. Whereas Ubina gave first aid to Boruto and Sarda, and then they arrived at the Hidden Leaf Village shortly after Konohamaru and Mujino took him to the Hidden Leaf Village. Now, the great thing about the start of this episode is I like how this arc and how this extension is adding to the emotional depth of the Korra and the Hidden Leaf Village, because we know Korra versus Hidden Leaf Village, that's pretty much the main thing in the manga, and the anime is building up to that right now. But I like how they're making things personal between them, because at the start of this episode, Naruto, he burst into the hospital where Boruto, Naruto burst into the hospital where Boruto and Sarda was, like, severely hurt, and you could see, like, how worried Naruto was, and Hinata and Himawari and Konohamaru was seemed really sad and let down too. But Naruto, he came in there like he was breathing real hard. He came in there like he was like he was running down to that hospital, as he should have, because he heard that his son got hurt and he failed the mission, but more importantly, his son got hurt. And this adds a really nice personal touch to the relationship, or shall I say the rivalry, or, you know, the battle between Korra and the Hidden Leaf Village. This makes this, I like this personal touch it adds to it. It makes it feel personal, in my opinion, and they're doing a great job at building up towards the manga content. Now, so Sarda and Boruto, they ended up getting treated in the hospital by Sakura and Lady Shizune, and yeah, they apparently were hurt really bad to the point where it took a couple of days for them to heal. Konohamaru, at the start of the episode, he asked Naruto to go to the research Victor's lab, because he pretty much told Naruto what happened on the mission, and that Victor and Deepa showed up and stuff. Apparently they weren't in the bingo books of the 5 great ninja nations, so they were pretty much unknown. But Sasuke made the connection. He said these guys might be have something to do with this Korra organization. And despite that, Konohamaru requested that he go on a mission to research Deepa's or shall I say Victor's laboratory, or his factory, or whatever, his company. And Shikamaru said that he got to get permission first. He can't just Konohamaru just can't go to the village. He can't just go to their village. You got to get permission. And he said give him about 3 days. And at the end of the episode, Konohamaru and Mujino went on that mission. So the whole span of Boruto and Sarda recovering, that was a 3-day span. So yeah, because at the end of the episode, Konohamaru finally went on a mission. So it was 3 days that they were in the hospital recovering. And during that time, we got some funny scenes with, like, one of my favorite characters, Metal Lee, and another one of my favorite characters, Iwabe. If you guys seen my top 10 Boruto characters video, you know why. But yeah, they had some funny scenes in this episode with Metal Lee freaking out and worried about Boruto and Sarda, and Iwabe was pretty much he was thinking about how they were feeling. He thought he was acting like, well, at first he thought they were super let down to the point where they were about to give up being ninja. And then later on, once he found out that they actually escaped the hospital, he thought that they were trying to get revenge for Miski. But at the end of the episode, he found out that they were just they went to the front of the village to tell Konohamaru that they were gonna get stronger, and that's what their mission taught them. Their loss to Dapa taught them that they need to get stronger, and they made a promise to themselves at the end of the episode that they would get stronger. Also, Deepa had a conversation with Victor where he basically said that it's been more than 5 years that they've been doing what they've been doing, and had that guy move forward with his plan, that they would not have had to go through the hardships that they had to go through. Now, the guy he was talking about is most likely the leader of Korra. He said if that guy had moved forward with the plan, that we wouldn't have had to go through this hardship. And that's obviously the leader of Korra. I'm not going to spoil who that is for the anime onlys. But yeah, pretty sure that's who he's talking about. Victor responded to that by saying, "What hardship? All you did was run around and cause chaos. And what were you thinking they could have noticed?" Dapple was like, "So what if they would have noticed? We're already untrusted in an organization." And yeah, then he Victor basically said, or no, actually Dapa said, "I heard you got into this organization by a big investment or something like that." And Victor, after Dapa said that, Victor threatened him, and he was like, "Do you want to die or something like that?" And Dapa was just joking around like, "Oh, I'm so scared." And then that basically Victor told Dapa to go get the item. So apparently it's another item he's supposed to be going to get besides the Hashirama seal. Now another thing is the fact that he said 5 years. So that's a time frame that we from what I remember we never got that time frame in the manga. So yeah, Victor I think that pretty much confirms that the car has been around for 5 years, because when he was talking about the leader, or when he was talking about the guy should have went forward with the plan, he said we've been doing this for about 5 years or more than 5 years, so something like that. So once again, added more depth and information to the core organization. Now another thing that happened in this episode was Mujino. He went to this. I guess he was just walking around the village, and I don't know which village he was in. It might have been the Hidden Leaf, but I think it was some other village actually. So anyways, he was just walking around, and then he ran into this lady, and this lady told him she was basically some type of fortune teller, or she used turtles to tell fortunes or whatever. And she told Mujino that the shadow of death looms around one of his teammates or somebody close to him, and the only way, I mean, or something like that, he's gonna be the one to prevent them, or he's the only one who can prevent them from dying or something like that. So that's great foreshadowing to something that is gonna happen in the manga, which I'm not gonna spoil. So with that being said, that's pretty much what happened in the episode. At the end of the episode, like I said, Mujino and Konohamaru went on a mission to basically do some research on, or basically to investigate Victor's company, but they can't get caught. That's a part of their mission. They can't get caught, and they can't fight Victor because they were only given permission to just investigate the company. And also, the most important takeaway of this episode, and the main theme of this episode, was Boruto and Sarada and what they're gonna do, and how did they handle their defeat? How did they handle the loss to Dapa? And they seem to have handled it really well. And yeah, so they're gonna get stronger. Their goal is to get stronger. And at the end of the episode, we seen that Sasuke was training Sarada, and that Boruto is gonna be training with Kakashi. So yeah, that's the episode. And man, it was just a great episode overall. The story for the episode was I'll say this was probably a story, probably a 9.5 to 10 out of 10. I'll say the only reason I'll say it's a 9.5 is because it's mainly just a setup episode, setting up to the future events. But it had good comedy in there. It had good emotion. You seen Boruto and Sarada, they were a little bit depressed at first. That was kind of sad. After losing, and they were depressed. And they realized they had to get stronger. But by the end of the episode, they came out of that little depression that they were in, and they became determined to get stronger. So yeah, it was sadness in the episode. Not only with that, but also seeing how other characters reacted to it, seeing how basically Boruto and Sarada's family reacted, mainly Naruto, Himawari, Hinata, and also seeing how their friends reacted. Their friends were very worried about them. Awabe and Dinky and Metal Lee and what's those other two? The other two girls, Namida and Wasabi. They were all worried, and yeah, it was just it was cool seeing all of that. And they also had some funny moments in there, some comedy in there. So yeah, overall, I'll say the story 9.5. It was a setup episode, so setup episodes I usually don't give 10 out of 10s, but based on what it did, I'll say as a setup episode, it was a 10 out of 10. So I'm just gonna give the story a 10 out of 10. Great story. Art was a 10 out of 10. Animation, I'll say 9.5. I mean, the art was good. I didn't notice any problems with the art, and the animation was, you know, the usual animation. It wasn't like as amazing as it would be during the fight scene, like in the last episode. But yeah, overall, I'll say this was a 9.5 to 10 out of 10 episode. I mean, it was a setup episode, so I don't usually give setup episodes a 10 out of 10, but it's anywhere between 9.5 to 10 out of 10. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna say 10 out of 10. The story was great for a setup episode. This was a great setup episode. The art was great, and the animation, I didn't notice any problems with it. So overall, great episode, 10 out of 10. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next week's episode. Now, with that being said, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.